misery. Every single person is my enemy.
The way Jerma remembers the lyrics to Imagine Dragons XJID, Enemy, in an odd twist of fate, might have inadvertently given us another peek into the troubled mind of this peculiar streamer. A Freudian slip, if you will. As many people may be aware, the original lyrics to the lines Jerma attempts to sing reads, "Oh, the misery, everybody wants to be my enemy," which in the context of Arcane describes the inner struggle undergone by one of our protagonists, Jinx. Jinx, over the course of the show, becomes estranged to and antagonized by many people she once held dear. The story and lyrics depict a common struggle people face in managing interpersonal relationships, the perception of others, and how we may feel pressured or excluded and antagonized unfairly by others, regardless of whether there is actual truth to it or not. These perceived injustices may drive people to engage in acts of retaliation, one of which may be adopting proactive distancing and antagonistic behavior towards people they perceive to be unfairly treating them, to in turn view those people as enemies as well. But one aspect of this behavior which many people tend to misunderstand is that it may come from a place of self-defense and self-preservation, rather something they derive joy and satisfaction from. It may pain them to adopt this behavior towards people who they otherwise would desire to have a healthy and mutually beneficial relationship with, hence it may be viewed as an act of misery for them. However, in this case, Jerma's subconscious act of misremembering and omitting the original context of the line from his mind, and subsequent replacement of which with a new sentence and context, may point to an irregularity which the streamer himself may not even be aware of. Jerma's version of the lyrics read, "Oh, the misery, every single person is my enemy." Firstly, the aspect of perceived injustice brought about by others is not present. Instead of the emphasis on others wanting to be the singer's enemy and being unfairly antagonized by others, and thus framing the subsequent acts of retaliation as justified, Jerma expresses no interest in this dynamic. The existence of others' perception of him is not presented here, perhaps due to a lack of awareness, or even a complete disregard of such from the perspective of the streamer. Second, the antagonization of others is not presented as something tentative, something they are hesitant to do or question the act of. It is presented as a matter of fact, every single person is my enemy, to be accepted as something that cannot be changed, that they express no interest in being challenged about or changing their stance on. Is this truly a view the streamer wholeheartedly believes in with their own volition? Or has there been outside factors influencing the streamer to think this way? A perceived intervention by divine entities? A revelation of sorts presented by an unknowable power? Whatever it may be, it is simply the truth in their eyes. All others are enemies, and they must be dealt with, every single one of them. One shudders to think what inhuman implications lie behind that statement. And third, the reframing of perspective from struggling with the perception of others, to the perception towards others from the singer himself, raise different clues to the implication of misery as well. Does the singer suffer from having to accept this truth, is implying reluctance towards an otherwise necessary act they must carry out? Are they fully in compliance with antagonizing and directing hatred towards the world, but are hesitant to commit atrocities in the name of doing so? Or are they simply irritated by the thought of having to deal with the people of this world, viewing them as nothing more than a nuisance? In any case, for us as the people of this world, it seems we must accept our place as the enemies, and it would be well advised for use to take this as a revelation, a warning, however false it may end up being, and study it closely in our best interests, potentially to protect our world and civilization as we know it from this new threat that may have just unknowingly revealed itself. Truly, a psycho streamer.